Hi everyone, this is meteorologist Stephen Knark with this week's Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing. The three main hazards that we'll be looking at through the weekend and into early next week consist of, first, a gale warning that is in effect along our northern Atlantic waters to the north of 27 north, to the south and to the west of Bermuda, both ahead and behind a cold front. After the gales associated with that cold front end, there is going to be some northerly swell, producing seas of 12 to 20 feet that will impact portions of our Southwest Atlantic waters. And then finally, for the weekend, offshore Veracruz, Mexico, some gale conditions will also be possible. Here's a look at current conditions as of this morning. You'll see the cold front here pushing through the Southwest Atlantic with gale conditions behind it in northwesterly flow and gale conditions ahead of it out to the southwest of Bermuda in southerly flow. The seas pick up quite a bit behind the front. You can see seas reaching 12, 14, and as high as 16 feet, mainly behind the front, with quiet conditions across much of the rest of the bay. Heading into Friday, the cold front continues trekking to the east. We have the winds falling below gale force, but still some strong southwesterly winds ahead of the front, strong northwesterly winds behind the front. The big concern by the time we get into Friday is this large area of northwesterly swell, 12 to 20 foot seas to the south of Bermuda, extending southward to about 25 north. Heading into Sunday, the front weakens quite a bit with winds not too much of an issue. Seas also falling off, but still some 12 to 15 foot seas to the southeast of Bermuda that continue to linger back behind the cold front. The next cold front will be pushing off the southeastern United States, and even a third cold front pushing through Texas may begin to bring some gale conditions later in the day on Saturday and then on into Sunday off in the southwestern Gulf. For Sunday, the winds and seas in the Atlantic are calming down. Seas off in our northeastern waters 10 to 12 feet, but the cold front pushing through the Gulf of America will be leading to some strong northerly winds offshore Texas and Mexico, with some possible gale conditions across the areas offshore Veracruz, Mexico. Into Monday, conditions are improving across the Gulf, with quiet conditions across most of the waters, but the cold front will be pushing offshore the southwest Atlantic, bringing some strong winds on both sides of it, southwesterly winds to the south of Bermuda, and northwesterly winds offshore the southeastern United States. For Tuesday, overall quiet conditions. The remaining front will be pushing east across Atlantic waters with some strong southwesterly winds out ahead of it, and across our northern waters, some seas of 10 to 12 feet in association with that front. So that's a look at our forecast, wind and wave conditions over the next 5 days. To summarize our main hazards, gale warning in effect for Atlantic waters through tonight. For area waters north of 27 north, both ahead and behind the cold front. After those gale conditions end, and especially behind the cold front, seas of 12 to 20 feet will linger for waters north of 25 north, between 50 and 70 west. And then for this weekend, Saturday into Saturday night, offshore Veracruz, Mexico, behind a cold front, some additional gale conditions may develop. Thanks for listening in to today's briefing. We will have our next briefing on Sunday. That should be sent out by 6 p.m.